Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Two-Step Violin. Today's video is a new format and it is called The Great Musical Debate. Time to test our intellectual abilities. So this was inspired by ancient Roman philosophy parties where they would pick a topic and they would debate each other, and the whole point was not who was right, but it was an exercise in gaining perspective. So we thought it might be interesting to do that, but with some musical topics today.
Each person or each candidate can have 1 minute uninterrupted
to present their case, and then after we'll have, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes where we can banter it out.
So here we go. We got 3 topics. We haven't prepared, by the way.
We haven't
prepared or thought anything about these.
The first topic is pop music is trash. It's a very controversial sounding statement.
Okay, scissors, paper, rock, and you can pick.
Dude, I'm nervous.
Scissors, paper, rock. Oh.
I have my tea ready.
Alright, I'll agree on this one. Is it time to think about it? Because I haven't thought about it at all.
Musical candidate Yang, you have 1 minute uninterrupted, starting now.
Well, I'd like to say thank you everyone for watching, to give me this opportunity to debate. I gotta stop. Pop music is trash because of many reasons. A, intellectual stimulation has been reduced to 4 chords from symphonic works. Multiple chords, there's so much theory behind this. B, the imagery that comes with pop music tends to be very in your face for younger generations. C, it's also very I don't ever want to say this. Oh, is that
1
it?
minute up. Alright, fair enough. As much as I agree to those, I must now put the anti hat on. Okay.
Candidate.Chen, you have 1 minute uninterrupted. Here we go.
Okay, so all music exists for a reason, and the music today is a reflection of society today. The thing we have to understand is today's music, it's not just about music, it's a whole package. It involves often dancing, flexing stuff, I guess, but I don't think necessarily that it is easy to produce those songs. Theory-wise, it's a lot more basic and simple. There's a lot of other complexities involved.
Time's up. Dude, 1 minute is nothing.
It is nothing. Yeah,
no, just joking. Okay, so you mentioned the complications are not just in the music, it's elsewhere, and there's a reason why it exists.
Yeah, because why would we compose another Beethoven? There's already been a Beethoven.
That's true. Okay.
There's no point. I think it's important that we retain an understanding and appreciation of history and these great works, but it also is a bit redundant to have another Beethoven. You could argue about the aesthetics of what we value in today's music, but ultimately it's a reflection of society today.
That is true, but also the way it came from is used to be more of an art form. It's a lot more complexities in the music. People can learn and study it. Now it's kind of reduced to something that's, I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
It's like this really primal part of us. We just respond to something. It's almost too easy to follow.
I think there's still a lot of complexity in training today. I don't think it's easy to produce a song using a laptop.
I mean, I'm talking about the chordal structures. It's going to become harder to actually convince them to listen to more complicated music.
The argument is, do they need to?
I think if everyone wants deeper field of emotional bucket, that's probably more important to listen to as well.
That's true. People complain about social media shortening attention span. Ultimately, the music reflects the society and the technology today. The connotations of saying a shorter attention span society that doesn't go into complexity is trash. I mean, as much as I actually kind of agree, but if we pull that string further, you're kind of saying that the way that society is progressing with technology is trash.
It's not completely trash, it's just the way the technology progresses with the music is furthering that, diminishing musicality to people. And we're rewarded for less intellectual stimulation. It could even just become no chords. There's even such thing.
So do you think K-pop is trash then? On the record.
I think K-pop has good stuff, but let me sip on my tea.
Dude, that was hard.
I didn't even talk about imagery. I was gonna say, do you want your 5-year-old kid to see cows on TV? Where does that lead them?
Second topic of the day. Every kid should learn music in school. I really hope I get affirmative.
Oh, I don't want the negative.
Now, this exercise is about perspective.
Yeah, it's just perspective.
Scissors, paper, rock! Scissors, paper, rock! Scissors, paper, rock!
Ah, yes! Woo! Oh, almost got a heart attack.
Dude, this sucks. Candidate Yang, you have 1 minute 30 seconds uninterrupted starting now.
Well, isn't it obvious? Every kid should have an opportunity to be learning music because learning music has.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
We are all creative at one point. Our right brain has a lot of ability to create, and creativity comes with innovations. Is how humanity has kind of grown. And music also has part of that. Music has like the ability to not just make people create, but also innovate and also heal, bring people together. This is why we have national anthems. This is why we have pieces that represent the cultures expressing human emotions together. Further than just intellectual kind of work. Without music, we might as well be robots, I guess. How often do you see a baby kid respond to music a certain way? Super important.
Dude, damn, that was pretty articulate. That was pretty good. You're throwing out the big words.
Yeah. Boom. Sucks, I don't want to do that. Right, candidate Chen.
I think the key part of the question is not whether it's good to learn music, but whether every kid should have to learn music. The moment you impose a ideology that everyone in the world should do something, you're basically encouraging people not to question that assumption. And I'm, for one, believe in free thinking. If you do music, you want to think about why you're doing music rather than being forced necessarily into music by an education system that just rigorously goes, you have to practice 40 hours a day. What if you have other passions that you want to focus on? I mean, everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, right? Like, I'm not the best at physical education. Some of that time would have been nice if I could just be practicing the violin instead of being forced to play basketball or things that could injure my fingers, right? What if someone's a prodigy scientist and their time could be spent finding a cure to cancer, but they're like, no, you have to study music. That's my counter argument to that.
I mean, you mentioned an interesting fact. I agree that everyone should be condensed to one way of thinking. Mm-hmm. That's dangerous for kind of personal evolution. You'll never know what you're capable of.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they shouldn't all try. I think there should be a way for every kid have a chance to respond to music.
Including deaf kids?
Deaf kids, ask Beethoven. Vibrations are a thing as well. You know, I think deaf kids also can get it differently. I mean, I'm sure that's why Beethoven composed all these pieces afterwards. As the world's moving more towards technology, I think humans should actually start engaging in more on an emotional side and being aware of emotions or how we truly are like.
But does it have to be through music? Can it be through art?
Music and art. Through yes, but that's the same thing. Yeah.
No.
I mean, it can be through multiple mediums. I agree. But music can also enhance art.
So you disagree? Then not everyone has to learn.
Well, music can be enhanced all these other things. Music can enhance everything.
I actually don't have anything to say.
Alright.
I hate myself. The last one is violin is better than the viola. Dude, imagine getting negative on that. And let me get my laptop charger real quick.
Yeah. Buying yourself time.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we forget,
yes.
This video is sponsored by the Buck Park.
Check it out, guys. Part of our composers collection.
It even tells you to practice,
We're
but
going
it's subtle.
Okay, last one.
Scissors, paper, rock! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You're gonna defend the violist.
Candidate Yang, you have a minute and a half to state the obvious. I'm just kidding. A minute and a half to present your argument.
Or need I say more? There's nothing to say. It's so obvious. I know a lot of violists that were great, but they were actually a violinist first. So really, in order to become a great violist, you have to be a good violinist. Violin's a lot more flexible, may get a bit high, but that's okay because you had the counterpart cello. And then violas, if you play tennis, it's a no man's land. You're not at the bass line, you're not at the volley line, you're in the middle where you're bound to lose. And come on, there's just so much more repertoire. Count the amount of soloists there. I'm sure if you do a popularity count by sheer numbers, violin's a lot more popular. Maybe orchestras are there, but you get violins first and cellos, and maybe consider violas just to fill in because you're running out of violinists.
Not every violist watching this right now is just crying.
I know. Sorry guys, I went affirmative.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, violists are rooting for you.
You got the perfect comeback, you ready?
Alright. Candidate Chen, 1 minute 30 seconds.
You're just jealous you're not part of the viola gang. What's up? I also think like,
that's it.
look, Haydn liked to play the viola. Mozart liked to play the viola. Beethoven liked to play the viola. Why the greatest composers pick the viola? It's because it's the most musically intricate. It's an analogy that the cello is like the wine bottle, it's the structure. The first violin is the label, it's just the branding. It's just a little pretty face. But the real substance of a string quartet is the second violin and the viola. Violists are some of the coolest and most humble, down-to-earth people. Whereas violinists can get all weird and narcissistic. So... I feel so gross. I think all instruments are equal, ultimately. I think it's very dangerously arrogant to think you're above.
Wow. Just look at the orchestra count, which has the most instruments.
Because you need more violins to carry.
No, there's more love together. We're one group. And about the composer thing, I just think composers couldn't keep up with the violin superiority. They're like, you know what? I'll let the actual people practice. Real musicians that practice and can do all these complicated things that I need to show everyone. And I'll just play the middle harmonies because no one else wants to play it.
Do you realize how wanky you sound right now?
There's a reason why Sibelius didn't write a viola concerto. There's a reason why there's 2 main viola concertos. Oh, 3. I'll give you that. 3. It's just so bad. I feel bad for roasting it. I feel really bad.
I can't even.
So
I
much
can't
more.
even rebut
I
this.
know. I don't want to like lay it all out.
Look, the fact that good violinists choose the viola means there's still something there.
Only good violinists had to leave. You had to be great, and some even become YouTubers.
We're roasting ourselves now.
Let me sip my tea.
My comeback to that is, I'd rather be a great violist than a bad violinist. That's most of the violists.
Time's up. That's it. Oh, that's pretty funny.
man.
Oh, you got unlucky.
Anyway, let us know if you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, comment below. Let us know who you think won.
Yeah.
Which candidate will you vote for?
Anyway, guys, remember at the end of the day, it's all perspective. We have to talk it out. But the most important thing is whether or not you're in tune or not. So you better practice. Intonation doesn't lie.